Hi, welcome. In this video, I want to talk about establishing a deeper connection with your dog. And again, this is one of the challenges, okay, when it comes to what is being marketed in the dog training world as a process. And in terms of just superficially motivating dogs to respond at the very beginning, which takes a path of bribery. So for so many. And so initially, again, through that process, it's like, it feeds into, it really does, people getting to pet all over their dogs for certain moments, okay, when the dog is doing the sit down, come and stay, assuming, okay, that those moments are, appear as way that they initially appear, as though, well, good things are happening. Now understand that can be totally upside down, totally opposite by way, again, of how trainers are just superficially motivating dogs to respond that way without reconciling the role of influence. But here's one of the challenges, and again, I line this up with the parenting example to really kind of encourage people to think about the depth of as to what's happening beyond just the appearance of things. And I talk about true connection, and I talk about what love really is. I talk about the whole thing with this type of a process. I talk about an interaction based methodology. It can be very challenging based again on attempting to reconcile, right, the reactions of dogs, thinking, okay, I'm hurting my dog, or I'm going to break their spirit and drive. It's going to instill fear in the dog. And see, there's all these narratives, false narratives, okay, that are out there in the dog training world. And so understand that when you do see, and this is the other side of things, when you do see trainers that are over the top, okay, they're doing certain things and the optics aren't lining up, and there's all this controversy over certain concepts. Well, that's coming from confusion as well, okay? Understand that's not what I'm talking about, okay? But then you get the other side of things where people are taking those trainers are taking those situations and trying to exploit them, okay, to sell, okay, this superficial idea. And again, so you see, what you're seeing is you're seeing this type of exploitation happening in the dog training world. But here's the kind of encouraging thing, or I talk about, depth of connection. I talk about what love really is, and lining this up with the parent example. And just think about it. When you're dealing with a relationship problem with a child that has become selfish, okay, you're dealing with a really bad attitude, and as a parent, right, you're saying, okay, I need to switch gears here, and I need to, move things forward in a better direction. I need to get dialed in here. I need to interact with my child differently in a way that's going to really make a difference. And how you want to see that, again, talk about love, okay, you talk about doing the right thing, but not because you don't care, because you do care. But again, you switch gears, and I talk about this, very permissive idea of what training is. And the question to ask, well, is that real love? I mean, is that just more about me? I mean, think about it. Then coming out the other side of it, are you in better shape? I mean, that's the question you need to ask. Just look at it. And more often than not, no, you're not. You're in worse shape, or you're no better shape at all in terms of relationship. But here's the thing about, talk about cause and effect and reconciling the responses, is that once, things align the way that they need to, once you're aligned with the right method, okay, the right method, I'm talking about an interaction-based approach, and so that everything's coming together the right way, all the gaps are getting filled in, makes sense to the dog, okay, is that it's a great thing, because you're connecting with your dog at a deeper level. You're meeting their social needs, okay, they're seeing you the right way, and not because they fear you, okay, it's not about that, it's about relationship. It's the same thing with the parent-child relationship. It's not about fearing, right? It's about gaining comfort, the child gaining comfort through the right parenting style. And so that takes the stress away from both the human and, in terms of the dog, causes social animals, the dog. So because you being a leader that way, coming into right relationship, it doesn't put that stress on you that way, okay? It's different that way. But for a dog, yeah, it puts tremendous stress on them, and then all the bad things that go along with that. So, but then again, when we talk about, positive, this whole idea, you hear a lot of understand, you see a lot of language attached to this permissive idea, that the language itself is disconnected. It's all superficial, okay? It's no depth. But again, I talk about, the issue about not getting the pet all over your dog initially. Well, think about, the whole thing is with, that type of, connection what it now represents, right, and needing to reverse it. The positive now, in terms of engaging differently, is taking the stress off your dog, actually going towards a better relationship with your dog and connecting at a deeper level. So how you want to kind of see things, beyond a process and coming out on the other side and committing to that process is seeing that you're going to have a better relationship, and being able to being able to reconcile those reactions properly so it doesn't send you sideways and down the wrong path, the path of bribery and accommodation. And because understand that throws people sideways too, because it looks like when you do that, it looks through initial appearances and through certain moments, it can look like you're heading towards a better relationship through certain moments, and you're really not. Okay, it's context. Okay, it's be able to truly understand, how the perceptions are really changing the right way. And again, moving that into the parenting example too. Think of certain moments, right? So my encouragement to people is, if you have questions, you can contact me. I'll be more than happy to answer all your questions. Look for a better relationship with your dog. Just really think about, your role in the relationship, the role of influence. Okay, it is necessary. Okay, but it's not about being over the top. Okay, and understand all these narratives are coming from a place of confusion with trainers. So the system of training is different. Okay, it reconciles your role, the role of influence. It's interaction based. A lot of critical thinking went into the system. Asking the right questions years ago. Establishing it. So that's what makes the system of training very different. But again, talk about love, you talk about depth, you talk about connection. All those themes are what makes a system of training really special. So again, check out my website, lots of great information. Thanks for watching.